Testing. There we go. Sorry for the bit of delay. We have a couple people missing tonight. Mainly Jeffrey Kier and Daniel Zune. That's their full name, by the way. So we may or may not end up canceling a little bit into this. We're going to wait for a little bit to see if either of them are able to show up, just because we got a very major episode going on right now. Ashley and Jeffrey, both here and Caroline, are trying to go through a intense kind of essentially what is a dungeon crawl in the underground portion of the city, trying to save Clara T, the very omnipresent mental-based hero that can kind of answer a lot of questions as well as sees things from great lengths. They're trying to save her, and Caroline's not feeling as comfortable without Kier, even though I kind of have a good general motive of what Kier likes to do. But it's still not going to be the same, because at the same time, I have to try to balance metagaming and things like that. And at the same time, Zune's not here, so a lot of I believe some of the questions that might be a little bit more pointed with the Misfits. No offense to Caboodle or Steinarr.
Oh no,
playing Mop or them is just they're probably gonna have a little bit more casual, and maybe they have some questions that might surprise me. Who knows? I know Athena's down there as well, but I know a couple other people are not feeling that. So if they're not here with 15, 20, somewhere around there, may cancel tonight, and we might try to reschedule, but it probably will just be off.
And then I cried a bathtub.
I know, and it feels real bad for Jonas because Ian is having a fun trip right now, and I already teased some stuff.
And I'm left in the dark.
Quite literally, in character and out of character, because I'm assuming you never play with the lights on.
The lights are off right now.
Exactly. See.
Hey, don't be turning off your light now, Stein.
So, that being said, we might do a little bit of a Vox Machina version. I don't know what Critical Role Vox Machina. Watch it. The best D&D show there is.
It's the best Critical Role there is.
It's the best Critical Role there is. But either way, I might ask some questions, see how people feel about different character moments, whether in this season or last season, kind of comparing and contrasting. If anybody that is watching wants to post some questions, I will more than gladly read them off, whether them be serious questions about character or goofy ones. It doesn't really matter to us. But Caroline did have a question.
I did.
Oh, sneeze, can't do it. Sorry, that cancels the question. Anyway, no, go ahead.
Hey Jonas.
What?
How does it feel almost dying again?
Just another day in the...
I knew you were gonna say something like that, you fucking asshole.
What is this, like 5, 6?
This is like the most prominent character trait of Ian, by the way. I really respect that.
I think it's like 5 or 6. I still got at least 3
He literally
more.
has a move.
At least have 3 more.
He literally has
He's
a
a
move
fucking cat.
that can jump in front of enemies to take the damage, so it fits his character.
He's a cat. He's got 9 lives. He's used up like 7 of them at this point.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I think I'm at 6.
You're at 6?
I got 3 more left.
Including last session?
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
I
did they reset when I saved him? Because technically he did die.
No.
So does that mean they
No,
reset?
no.
That's just part of the lives.
That's
Okay.
just part
That's
of it.
how they came back.
Exactly. Which you just helped with one.
So,
Ashley knew what she was doing when she was getting into this, though, so she really can't complain. But also, God,
Did she
frickin'
really?
damn it.
Did she really?
So, first question for me that's going to be for everyone here is we've had 3 seasons now. The first one and the second one being kind of similar, very linear, kind of do this, do that, go here, fight this evil, fight this bad guy, ally with this good person. In 2 very different...
And then the good person turns
Well,
bad.
yeah, a little bit of more mix up in season 2. But it's been a much more linear path with kind of a better idea of what's right and wrong, with still some, different ways you can go about completing set objectives. But how do you feel the last 2 seasons compare to the style of D&D that we've experienced so far in season 3?
Okay, I have something to say about that.
All right.
So, I definitely know that with season 2, the way I felt like in terms of character interactions and everything, like everyone was pretty like they were like accepting anyone and all the information they've been getting, like pretty much trusting anyone who seems to know what they're talking about. But here in
And
season
now-
3, it's like, who are we supposed to
Yeah.
trust?
Who's
Yeah.
I
Like,
can
who's the
completely agree with
trustworthy
Poke. I feel like I
think
know
that
we've
had to do
actually
with
literally
Lobo.
aged up our characters, but I
Yeah,
feel like
there was
we
a 5-year
definitely-
jump.
Yeah, I feel like we've definitely matured our characters in the fact that we were young and gullible before, and we just wanted what's best for everyone, and now we are hesitant to do anything and to trust anyone and to get anything done because we'd rather take our time because we know what betrayal feels like and we know what's actually on the stakes here, you know. And
On
that's
that same
super great.
point is like we came from season 1 where we each had people aside from the party that we trusted,
Yeah.
and then you take us to hell and you rip apart any other person we trust, and now it's just us.
Yeah.
We trust us.
Yeah.
To,
And that's
to a
about
certain
it.
point, and we had to learn to trust each other more. And then you take us back, and you're like, "Hey, here we're in with people, somewhat you know, somewhat you don't, but everything's changed. It's been 65 years. Have their views on life changed? All of this." So it's like you want to be able to trust them, but it's like, can we really?
Yeah.
We don't know
Very
what's
true.
happened in these 65 years. We don't know what has gone on. We don't know
Only
if
a
a
few
major
familiar
life
faces.
happened. Yeah.
Because
Um,
everyone else died.
Speaking of that, Steinarr, Caboodle, Jonas, do you have anything you want to add?
Nah.
No.
You don't have to if there's
Yeah.
nothing coming to you.
Oh, I need more say on season
Pretty
3.
All
Yeah.
right.
Season 5.
So another question.
Anything.
No, I want that.
A question that Dunn put in the chat for us. Going to be to everybody who kind of on some we touched on a very little bit that it's definitely an everybody yes, but who do you all think is grown the most character wise?
Ashley.
Ooh. Oh shit.
I don't even have to think about that.
Aw.
Straight from the first episode we started, scared little girl, didn't want to do anything, like wanted to hide, to straight up probably the most boisterous
I'm
person
honored.
in our team.
But I'm going to be biased here and say my lover, Ian. Because he literally went from void of all emotions, robot boy, to, oh fuck, I'm a real boy now. And I've grown into that, and I love that. I love
I
that
would
he's
also
grown back
say,
into his
Ian.
personality. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say Ian, which is why like the way I've been playing Cortez now for season 3, he definitely has a lot more respect for Ian because you know he's seen him
His
grow.
growth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I
Even though he
honestly,
still calls him Cipote.
not to cut anybody off, but I honestly disagree. I think Dune has had the biggest character growth, considering he
I knew
went
you were gonna
from
say
one
this.
character to another character.
Alright,
Him being the only one that died.
I think
True.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
I
had to get it out
also
before Jonas did.
I would have to fight that Kira's done a lot of character
Oh yeah,
growth.
absolutely.
I don't really think it's like who's grown the most. It's like a lot of like all the characters have grown. I think Steinarr has grown the least. In fact, I feel like he went
I would
backwards.
disagree.
I think he's grown
Steinarr's
backwards
grown this season a lot though.
because he went from like confident mop type guy to I don't know what he's going with right now.
The thing is, he's kind of always
I think
been.
he's-
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I think you're discrediting the fact that he was already established in who he was and what he was doing. That I think it's this season right now that we're going to see the most growth in Mop and Steinarr
Agreed.
specifically. And I think it's because of all the things that are weighing down on him now and what he really truly wants to do, which is fun because I think he's around a lot of other people who have grown and have started to do what they want to do. And I think he's seeing that more in himself of what do I really want? What do I want to cherish in life? Do I just want to keep on this path that I've been going on these past couple of years? Or is there so much more at stake that's finally showing face that I should probably change and grow into to become who I really want to be and enjoy being, you know? And when you get to see that, because right now Steinarr's in a low, he's in this
Oh yeah.
he's thinking a lot, which is pretty damn good for the Silver Mop to be doing.
And he's also not being the mop at all.
Which I 100% respect, and as a player it's really great to see, but as a character it's really fun to pick at because it's something Ashley has struggles trying to understand.
Yeah.
That gives me some good perspective because this whole time I've been trying to like figure out how to work this character. Like I know, like I knew like what direction, but like at the same time, it could like swerve into a different way or whatever. I don't know.
So one of the things that I've always noticed about the Mop is he's, up until very recently, he's been this, hey, I'm this steadfast. I know not using the word steadfast is probably triggering for people, but confident, very charismatic, not really afraid of anything, always do the right thing no matter what. And he's always been the kind of anchor for everybody else that, while everything else might be going to shit and changing everything, Mop has been the same. Mop is their silver janitor of justice all the time, up until recently, which kind of compounding on what Caroline said is everybody else is kind of, well, we don't necessarily need the Mop anymore. It's still great to have him around, but we want to figure out what we want to do. I feel like that's like made him have to look at himself and be like, oh, I have to choose what I want to do now. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. What do I do? So yeah. Very interesting. Oh.
This is helping a lot, actually.
Yeah. Any questions from any answers from anybody else?
No.
That's fair.
Why are we still here?
Just to suffer.
Back
All right.
Phantasma.
If you could change anything about your character, what would it be? This is also a strike. Whether it's probably if it's something like, oh, I wish I would have changed this in the backstory, or I wish I would have had a better hand in this, or what if I would have made them do this thing in character at any point. So
That's a tough.
That's a really tough one.
I think I kind of have a thing on that actually, because with Athena, I feel like I tried to cover too many bases, and I feel like I should have tried to focus on one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can like boost people, I can move things, I can throw things back at people. There's so much stuff in her kit, but I'm not really focused on one thing.
yeah, you very much have built a support character or a utility-based character, opposed to something that's very substantial on the, which isn't bad. It's just Athena has struggles.
Yes. So it's a little interesting.
I like that. Me and Costia actually had a conversation the other day about Ashley's kit, because she was just talking about it and explaining stuff. It was really cool to be like, well, Ashley's just very blood-based. Like, I really don't want to get out of that because it's something she wouldn't be able to do. And the way that you think of things is always, but how can I expand it? How can I make it bigger? How can I make it more? And it's like, for me, I've just been able to be like, no, I'm okay here. Yeah. I'm okay just being the master of blood. That's fine.
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot. It's like, for me, I always just see how can I branch this and make it more inclusive. And I don't know. I feel like I took that to an excess at some point.
I respect you saying. I would answer that as all of who Ashley is today is because of all the mistakes that have happened in her life. That I don't know if I'd want to change anything, because then she wouldn't be what she is now. And I wouldn't want her not to be. I didn't expect her to be what she is now, and it's kind of dope that it's become this, but I have a feeling that I'm content that all these mistakes and all these bad things have made her who she is, that I wouldn't want to touch it. It's like the butterfly effect. I'd be too scared of, if you take one little tiny thing away, that's it. She's a completely other character. And I guess I'm also coming from the fact that she wasn't originally my character. It was something that you as a DM had created.
She was an NPC, and I had this basic idea for a side quest, and it just was like, well, this is a little bit more interesting now.
Yeah.
It's like, we want Caroline. She's ours now.
And I liked
and
that
then Poke showed up and we're like,
that.
we want Poke too.
Yeah, we want Poke too. He's ours now.
I like that I came in on that, but I like that I've been able to make her today because of the mistakes that I've done as a player. So I'm okay with this. I'm fine. I wouldn't want her to be perfect, because I feel like an imperfect character is one of the best D&D characters to play. If it's
Damn,
too
I'm playing the
quick,
wrong
like,
character.
I would.
Okay,
I would-
Ian, in the abyss, dying right now.
Yeah, no
I am
kidding.
completely fine. Everything's under control. I'm having a tea party with Saya at the moment.
Oh, good
no.
luck with that.
You
To be
didn't
fair, though,
invite me.
the abyss is under hell, so you're in the basement.
Oh,
Yeah.
Underneath it.
oof.
I gotta
hadn't
figure out how to
destroyed
get
that
out.
You gotta
either,
climb the stairs. Find the stairs, Ian.
either way,
It's pitch black.
either way, I have a question for everybody, and then I'll probably do some more individualized questions that everybody can jump in on. What if I've done this for Digital Dungeon, but I haven't done it for Super D&D? If you had to swap with another player character in the party, which character would you pick and why?
Actually, just because I want Sadie.
And then I don't know if everybody heard, but Caroline said Ian.
I did.
Why?
Why me?
Why? I want to know why.
I love Ian.
That's fair.
It comes so naturally for Ashley to love Ian because he as a player loves Ian. He is spunky, he's charismatic, he's over the top, he's
An asshole.
he's an asshole.
No, she's
He's
dating me,
hot.
so it's okay.
He's the complete opposite of Caroline. He's the complete opposite of me as a human being. That it'd be really fun to put myself out there and try to be
Extroverted,
this,
egotistical,
yeah,
confident.
to be this egotistical extrovert.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just
confident
playing
person.
myself, honestly.
Yeah. And I love Jonas, and I'd want to be Jonas.
Have I ever told you how great I am?
Yeah, so great.
I don't know why. That sounded very sarcastic for some reason.
I'm just joking. I'm not exactly like Ian.
I guess my
I'm not
second
as
would be El
charismatic.
Phantasma. El Phantasma's pretty dope. Coming from a Spanish person to a Spanish character, that I love that. I love that so much. And
I
Pope does
would-
a really good job playing really edgy, angry
That's the thing,
Spanish
though,
guy.
like, do I come off as edgy with Cortez?
The thing is, I think that there's a very specific
not in
reason. Not like the cringy,
Not
like
in the cringy way.
I
Not in
like-
the cringy way.
I like black and knives
Edgy,
and edgy,
edgy in the
wolves and
James
stuff.
Bondy way. Edgy in the I don't really want to get on his dark side
It's
as
like,
he's grinning at me.
I
minute.
don't have a problem crossing the line of moral good to moral bad if it suits me.
Yeah.
That's where he's
exactly.
kind of edgy. I think the reason, one of the things that makes it come off that way is Poke is very good at being active when his character's active and talking. But Poke is also very good at something that I'm not very good at because I like to talk in games. Poke doesn't have a problem keeping his character silent when his character would be. And sometimes people usually find the other way around is like they're silent when they probably should be active, or they're a little too active when they probably don't need to say too much. I'm definitely in that later of the boat. Is my character will talk and probably say a bunch of stupid stuff if it even if it's not necessary, just to have conversation going.
For me, I would probably go with Jeffrey,
Ooh. Why?
only because
No,
the
he's
way
mine.
the way his personality the way his personality works, it's very reminiscent to the way I used to play like in my very first D&D character, which was Mr. Fire.
Yeah.
And just like that like doesn't want to interact with people, don't really care about anyone else, just wants to survive kind of attitude. And so
I
I
like
feel
that.
that's why I feel like I'd love to probably play as Jeffrey.
Damn, Jeffrey's a good voice. God damn it.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeffrey's voice, and Jonas also is gonna say Jeffrey, right?
Yes.
So I need to whoever does the
Yes,
best Jeffrey impression gets to be
Oh,
Jeffrey.
We already know Poke is immensely good at Jeffrey's voice
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I want to see.
You're uncannily good at it, Poke.
I want to see. Come on,
This is
Jonas,
unfair.
step up. You've been working on voices.
What?
We need a sentence.
Get
All right.
my lawn.
It needs more of that Boston accent, you know?
You see,
I think here's a good line for you guys to say as Jeffrey. Not coughing. That's not what part of it. I just had to do it. Do you mind not being an idiot?
Do you mind not being an idiot?
Do you
That's not a lot
mind
like
not being an
Phantasma.
idiot?
I think Jonas takes the cake on that
I
one
think Jonas
personally.
wins.
See, like the thing is, I think El Phantasma's voice is very similar to.
They do have that
Jeffrey's.
lower
They have the same
kind of
cadence.
quality.
They have different accents. For
It's just
sure.
like one's
Yeah,
Boston,
the
one's
accents are separate.
Yeah.
one's Spanish.
Yeah, one's very Brooklyn and one's very Spanish.
Yeah, so they're
What did
basically
you
the
say
same
to me?
person.
Ow, no, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
I think you're just coming at it really aggressive. A really aggressive Jeffrey is what Kier's doing. I mean, what's Poke's doing for Kier?
I would like to say that Poke did do the amazing Jeffrey accent when he was sick that one time. So maybe it was because
Oh,
his
yeah,
voice
'cause it was sick.
was a little sick that it got to. It was uncannily, amazingly well for a Jeffrey impression though. Like you would have made Kier proud if Kier was there.
What did you say about me, tu pedazo de basura?
I'm gonna give another honorable mention here. Zune's Daniel is pretty great, and I like how he's made his character so much deeper and have different levels and secrets of his own and backstories and stuff like that. Shut
Can we
up.
talk about how Zune's
Shut up, Ian.
the worst?
Speaking
And I
Just
really
amazing.
respect that.
Huh.
He's made his character who was definitely just a blank face at first when we met him into something that we all have cherished and been like, oh, but it's Daniel.
I think
love
he's
Daniel.
I think he's revised his backstory. I think twice to kind of flesh it out better.
You see, now that I think about it, like Cortez and Daniel are like because I know that me playing Cortez, I've interacted with. I pretty much have a set interaction with every character except Daniel. Like they rarely interact with each other. Like they respect each other, but that's about it. That's just the extent that's to where it goes.
But what about what's Jonas? What's your reasoning for Jeffrey and as well as Steinarr? I don't know if you said anything.
I'm waiting for the Jeffrey talk to stop.
Jeffrey's badass. End of story.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Also, his quips are like top tier.
I
Do I
think
have
that's a
to pick
Kier
one?
thing.
That's a Kier thing. Just like props to Kier.
Yeah, you have to pick
But
But
one.
Jeffrey's badass. End of story.
I do have to pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
Ah.
This is where my Athena problem comes in. It's like I'm literally sitting here thinking, which one of these characters could I like take in 40 bazillion directions?
You don't need to though. It's just which character do you like for
I
as they
know.
are the best? Isn't your character basically what you're?
So you don't like us
hates
for
us
who
all.
we are as people.
He feels
just
all your
like-
characters are limited.
I like
Dang.
picturing what all I can do with the characters. That's what makes them fun for me.
You can nuke a city if you have me.
I mean, not gonna lie, Arya is definitely up on my list.
I'm a nuke.
What was the
I
question?
want
Good question.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Costia needs to pick one.
I don't have one.
Steinarr. You
Uh,
pick one.
Puddle Boy.
Oh.
I would have if I were Puddle Boy, then I probably would have been able to avoid his death.
That's not wrong. That's really not.
Only a few of us only have Puddle's luck. It's okay.
I pick Arya because it starts and ends with A.
Wow.
Stupid.
No,
you made me
um,
disappointed.
I have a But I literally would either pick Arya or Ashley. Those are my two favorite characters besides Athena.
I just want Sadie. That's the reason why I'm picking Ash.
When it's a valid
I'll pick
reason.
Sadie. Can we
I
get a
pick
Fun
Sadie
fact,
equal?
the three
Valid
T's
reason?
plays the
Joins
three
Ashley.
A's.
No. All right. So, question for Ian and Ashley, mainly. In the light of the past episode where Ian has kind of experimented aggressively with demons, we've seen contention there between the two. What are some things that you think that has made it work for Ashley, and do either of you think it's going to work for Ian in the same way?
In the context of demons?
Yes, indeed.
It's not.
Here's the only reason why I think well, at least I'm hoping Ian will be okay. Ian and Ashley are very similar when it comes to wisdom and intelligence particularly. We're not super duper high on either of those, but we're not.
We're talking about plus 99 intelligence over here.
Yeah, we're not dreadfully low, but I'm saying high compared to literally everyone else in our
What are you
fucking
ta-
party.
I literally have plus 99 intelligence, trust me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I went through hell, literally and figuratively, with 2 separate demon occurrences. And it will be painful and horrible, but if Ashley can get through it when she like 100% like had a 98% tile of dying, I have high hopes for Ian, but I'm also still scared.
Ian's straight up screwed, like, let's be honest.
That's the mentality I went into it though. So
No,
I
but like, let's be honest. As of right now, Ian, a fly lands on Ian and he literally just dies.
Shut up.
Hold up, Colin, what do you... Colin, what?
I would like to say that I was also at low health every single time I've.
No, but I'm talking
That's
like...
even-
Colin, how could you have done this to
I don't know what
Aren't
you're
you at
talking
like
about.
2 health?
me? Yeah,
Yeah, Jonas is at 2 health.
yeah, for sure.
Ashley was at like 5 before. I'm trying to think of which. Because she was on normal health when Thomas blew her up, but then she didn't have control, so she still killed people. The initial fight when you guys got introduced to Ashley, she was already on very low health, and that's just kind of what she was as her normal person. But she had a separate sheet, which was the host.
I was on
and-
12 health.
Yeah, you were. And when she blew up, that's when she initially only had like 20 health max. And then when she became the host, or the host took her over, then that's when she had like 100 health.
Yeah, it was 200 health when 200 health was a lot of health.
Yeah, I think my max was 50.
I think right now Ian just needs to
Die.
no.
I mean, that would solve some problems.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the
Create all
biggest
new
thing.
ones.
If Ashley had given up at any moment when she had the trigger demon in her head, both separate occasions, it would have been done. But she kind of gained this spunky and what's the word I'm looking for? Spitfire attitude because of what she went through, and that she realized that she needed to be the one that was bigger, the bigger man in her body. And I have a feeling Ian, who is the most obnoxious person, is gonna for sure definitely he's gonna be scared like Ashley was too, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be able to stand up for himself here and gain control when it's the most necessary.
Again.
I don't think he'll give in as easily.
And he just keels over.
No.
All right. Question that Poke put in the chat real quick.
I didn't put
I
anything
mean,
in the
sorry,
chat.
the triality of man put it in the chat.
Uh-huh.
If you were to pick a different hero name for your character, what would it be?
That's such a good question.
I didn't pick one to begin with.
Nope.
Wait, what
But
happened?
so pick one that you would have picked.
Wait, what was the question?
Ian.
What would
Pick
you
a
pick for a
hero
hero
name.
name if it was if had a pick a different one?
Ian.
I'm so sorry, but I've been thinking about this for a while. Scarlet Ash is nice. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. But I would have probably been okay just being Ash and keeping with my name and keeping it simple.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was picking, it was between E4N and Ian, so
That's fair.
yeah.
What can we even change the Silver Mop's name? Like, is
I
that
don't think
allowed? Is that
so.
legal?
I was literally looking at it right now.
Golden
like,
Lamp. I feel like if you change his name, you change his character.
The silver
yeah.
janitor.
The
You
Silver
really
Knight.
can't- Unless unless I were to change it, like,
His name could
Different
just be
way.
Silver.
The shiny janitor. Done.
No, that's the off-brand version.
Mr. Clean All.
Oh my
Mr.
god!
Mr. Clean.
Captain Buckethead.
Oh my god! Stop. These all sound terrible.
I feel like
Yeah,
there's
I
like
think
this
we changed
off-brand
my, hero
version
name,
of
guys.
WoW.
Wait, what?
Like there's like the Halloween costume, and there's just like shiny janitor, but they can't use Silver
It's
Mob.
like the Japanese bootlegs you find of different products.
Yeah, it's like the Halloween costume, but they can't use Silver Mop, so it's shiny janitor guy.
What's Arya's name?
Voice Vixen.
Voice Vixen.
That's way too good of a name.
That's really good.
How
I was
about
gonna
nuclear
say.
voice?
Nuclear voice. Maybe.
Or
She appeared once and that was it.
Well, what are her wings? What type of wings does she have?
dove wings.
Black dove
The
wings.
black
Black dove.
wing. So it could be something to do with that instead of just her voice.
Harmonic dove.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe something related to a harpy.
Ooh, that's good.
Either way.
Like herpes Aria or something. And then it's like, haha, her name's still included. But
But it still makes sense.
yeah. I like.
Zunes is just Moira.
Moira is not a superhero name.
Could be.
God.
It could be.
Alrighty. So another one is, I blanked out. I had a question for everybody, and I blanked out.
That means El Phantasma could be Sombra.
Kind
Actually, that I had that conversation with Caboodle about like if Cortez were to like become evil or something. Instead of being El Fantasma, literally the only thing I can think of is La Sombra.
La Sombra, yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, because the other words I would use, but the problem is everyone would have a hard time pronouncing it, like La Escuridad or El Oscuro. Like we already tested it out. A lot of people already have a hard time pronouncing it, so it's like La Sombra.
Escuridad. I'd be okay.
Uh-huh.
Escuridad, the escapist? What am I
No-
missing there?
no
What
habla
is that?
español.
El Oscuridad, the darkness.
I hear the, yeah, okay.
El Oscuro.
Lo Oscuro,
Oscuridad.
yeah. Lo
Yeah.
Oscuro. I only heard the ending, so I was really confused.
No habla español, English, por favor.
We literally just translated it.
I know.
Let's talk in Spanish for the rest of the Super D&D.
Está bien, yo puedo hacer eso.
Yet.
Yo no hablamos.
Nine.
No entiendo.
9. All right, another question. This time for Steinarr and Caboodle. Being
Oh,
the main correspondence with Daniel, or the rebels or misfits, whatever you want to call them, villains. How has that pressure been the last couple weeks trying to convey your party's information both ways, from them to the rebels and then back to your party?
Very stressful.
confusing.
It's stressful for me because I see Costia and Caroline freaking out on camera every time they fuck something up. So then I get scared and then I have mid panic attack like, oh no, I fucked up. Wait, can I change it? No, I can't change it. It's a character. It's not forever. And that's how my life is.
It's all right. It's all right. It's the game. There's meant to be fun.
We love you, Caboodle. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you guys face palming ain't helping me right now.
It's just like reading a book where you're like, wait a minute, this isn't how I expected this to go.
You just gotta like not look at the camera.
Well, I can't
doing.
because they're staring right back at me.
You can minimize the page.
I could. But then, yeah, never mind.
Either way, a question for everybody now. The story elements that have happened so far in season 3, have they thrown you for some loops? Did you have any other theories that you thought was going to take place?
Thea.
I want more Saya.
It was something with Thea.
No.
I think I've liked, because we, coming into this season 3, we were all on edge anyways, as characters, not just as players. We definitely, I don't think any of us were surprised that something big was going to happen. But I think all of us are surprised with what all of the implications of these big things happening are. Like learning that what we call the Misfits now have true intentions that aren't actually evil, and figuring out how we're about to betray the city that we've loved and protected for so long for the benefit of the city itself. Like there's a lot going into this that's like, oh, I didn't expect something like that, but I guess we're jumping into it.
Let's just jump right into
Just jump right in. What's the worst that can happen? It's not like we're gonna get deemed criminals. Nah.
No, not at all.
Nah, that's not even the worst. The worst is dying. But
Yeah.
Does
To
anybody...
be honest.
So for the people that were thinking Thea was going to be back,
I'm disappointed.
Oh, not
Like,
this soon.
Thea's
No.
always back.
We're expecting it. We're still
expecting
letting.
it.
Oh, yeah,
making
we're
sure
still
that it's
waiting.
gonna
We're still-
Oh
happen.
yeah, I am.
Yeah. There's no way that it won't happen this season, but it's been a little like, oh, it's not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll
It's-
breathe for a second here, but we're still on edge because it's gonna happen.
I'm expecting either Thea's
I
gonna
think
come
we're
back
safe.
towards the end, or Thea's not coming
What
back
in the
in season
abyss?
5.
Guys,
I think
He's
we're
about to
safe.
bring Thea back with him.
I know, right?
I would not be dumb enough to do that.
You wouldn't have
Uh-huh.
the control.
Yeah.
Bro, who knows? Bro, I rolled like a 19 on my mental.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he rolled
I'm
really well.
practically Demon Boy forever now.
There's one thing I've been thinking about constantly, and I don't judge me on why I've been thinking about it. I feel like somehow or some way that I'm gonna get killed by Jeffrey being controlled by Thea. That's like my number one thing
Could
that I've
happen.
been thinking about this whole time.
Could happen.
It's okay, I'm
Welcome
gonna
to
kill Ashley.
Ashley's world.
I've been thinking about it
Da
because
da
I was
da
like,
da 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 da. Ashley's world.
no, because I was thinking about it. I was like, literally, the one thing I keep on imagining is I'm gonna get strangled in my sleep.
That's not even a fun fight though. That's just like strangled
Like-
dead at the end.
Yeah. So, a question that Dunn put in the chat, another one.
Oh.
Would you all enjoy a single episode where all of your powers are more or less rotated around all of you?
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
Non-canon.
Just wake up to different powers. and we're like,
Say
I
like
think
Ashley wakes up with Jeffrey's powers, and Jeffrey wakes up with El
I feel like we had a
Phantasma's
discussion
powers.
about this.
Arya just inflates and is now just
Whoever has, we're
To
dead.
be honest-
We're dead.
be
Whoever
honest,
has
this is a
Arya's
really
powers, we're
fun-
dead.
to be honest, if this sounds like a really fun one shot that we should
It
try one
does,
day.
it does. I
Because
would-
our
I would like to do it as
personalities
one shot.
are our personalities really make what we are power wise. That'd be really funny to see how, let's say, Jeffrey uses Sadie, or
Oh,
how
God.
Athena has the mop, you know, and it's like, shit, how do
Yeah.
I be this powerful person with my personality?
To be
Nah, I
fair,
think
I
Arya,
have.
just the
I'm not.
appearance of
I'm not gonna
Arya.
lie to either of you or Dunn, or anybody else watching. I have thought of what is a scenario that would make sense and be interesting if this would ever happen. Just to be like, what would the characters do if, like, because one thing I always do like to do is like, what happens if a character's power gets fucked up in some ways, especially because after the story
Especially
element
since Ian's doing
I
something.
did with Ashley and Hell, that kind of didn't pan out as well for Caroline and a couple other people, even though it ended up being a very memorable point in the series. I wanted to make sure that if I were to do anything in the future, that I really thought every little detail through. So it kind of like different theory thoughts of, what if this person did this? What if this person did that? What if this person had this?
Well,
so I'm like,
wasn't
On that note, I did think about kind of something similar where it's like we're all in the same nightmare or something, and this is happening. So it's something you could wake up from, and like it's all fine. But you know, it's one of those things where if you die in the nightmare, you die in real life type thing.
No.
So
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
yeah, it's one of those type of things.
Sword Art Online.
I just want to see Mop super intelligent with Athena's powers, and then and Steinarr play.
No.
You would, because part of her power
Okay.
is super intelligence.
It is.
So it'd be Mop would just be this sophisticated genius all of a sudden.
Would it be Mop
Dude,
anymore though,
turns
or
into
would
a
it be
silver suit.
Steinarr? Little squishy Steinarr is now Athena, and whoever the heck has the mop now.
Probably.
Yeah. So it's little squishy Steinarr with 40 health. It's like
Arya
I'm
with
really
the
smart
mop.
now.
Arya, do a deep voice. No, I'm just
Oh.
kidding. The mop.
The mop doesn't-
The mop.
The mop just makes you powerful.
Mop.
Yeah, it-
We have strong female counterparts to the mop that are big superheroes in Arbel.
Is it Silver Lady one of them?
Silver
Silver
Lady is
Lady,
not
and what's her
strength
name?
based.
Ripped.
What's her name? The plant.
Oh,
Horo's sister?
blah 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 blah.
Emerald Sky?
Emerald Skies.
Skies. She's this really big, strong-looking.
She's like 6'8",
Yeah.
and has the power to control storms.
Yeah.
She's like, if you mixed Storm from X-Men with like, I don't know,
Ooh.
Colossus and without
That's
the metal.
terrifying.
Without the metal.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
We saw her in class. She actually
Yeah.
helped us get. To the
I
facility.
do not remember her being the size of fucking Colossus though.
Yeah,
She's not quite that
big.
big. She was 6'8" though.
Oh Jesus.
She's like Zarya.
Okay, that's a little less terrifying. It's a little
Yeah.
less terrifying.
Just
Yeah.
a little.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Bless you.
Sorry.
So,
And we got to end the stream now.
yeah, every time Caroline sneezes, we're off a week.
Oh fuck. We're off for like 3 years by now, guys.
Well, yeah, that's a really good question, Dunn. Thank you for putting these
That's
in.
3 weeks.
Is there one person in the party that if they died, the entire party would fall apart? I feel like that has definitely
Mop.
changed.
100%
Seasons.
Mop. Because if
Emotion.
Mop dies, that means the rest of us are fucking screwed. We'd all fall apart because we wouldn't have faith that we'd be okay in this world. If
I'd
there's
actually
one
say
person that we
definitely.
find more
Ian would be just
I-
fine.
I'd say Mop and Athena, like they're both equally in terms of that, because Mop is what like provides that morale, but then Athena gives out the thought process and what we're doing.
I say less Athena. I feel like we'll definitely be messy without Athena, but Athena's already pretty reckless. We could expect something going wrong. Like in the Monday D&D where she loses her powers, and it's like, of course she does. And the rest of the party.
Hey, I can still do my job without my
But
powers.
imagine if the silver Mop dies.
The
That
mascot.
doesn't really
The
bother me.
mascot of the entire Super D&D session dies.
heart
The
of the
rest of us are
team.
screwed.
Nah,
There's
Ian's
no way
fine.
that any of our
Who's-
characters would be like, we're okay.
Who's
you
the
know?
person-
Doesn't bother me.
Who's the person that said Jeffrey, by the way?
I did.
Yeah. I have a feeling that it's definitely going to be changing for different people, but I feel like season 2, if you would have said Athena, everybody would have been like, yeah, because Athena was the kind of the person that was guiding everybody through everything. I feel if you say season 1, if you say Mop, I feel like everybody would have like, yeah, he's this invincible janitor dude.
Yeah.
You can't kill him. But now I think it's interesting that it's not a unanimous. Well, I could see it, but it's like, I feel like one, everybody's matured enough to where they could all continue if they had to.
Yeah.
But I don't
Agreed.
think any character dying is still gonna be awful for
I only
everybody.
party
kill
was-
I only kill some of the party if I die.
When Athena lost her memories, the party went a little wonky.
They were a lot less
quickly.
productive.
Function.
They're a lot less productive, but they got things done.
We got
I
things
feel
done.
like they would have figured it out. I feel like if any party member dies, it may take us like 3 weeks to figure the shit out what we're doing, but I feel like we would all get over it. Just like when Puddle Boy died, no offense to Zune or Puddle Boy or anyone who loves Puddle Boy,
It was less
didn't hit us
established.
that hard. It didn't hit us hard because Puddle Boy was
It hit Steiner. Steiner was. You have to
Sorry,
speak for
Steiner.
yourself. Steiner was literally crying, legitimate tears.
yes. But I don't think anyone else was really affected by that because it wasn't we've known this character for a year and a half. Now it's the Mop goes. It's like, fuck, I'm almost as attached to the Mop as I am to freaking Steinarr himself.
Yeah.
Like this is an issue.
Because I think some of those
So-
characters have become part of your identities as people
Yeah,
as well.
because I've talked to Caroline about this before. If Athena dies, I don't know what I would come back with.
I don't think
I mean, you'll probably
have a
good
good
3
I
months to
could
figure it
come
out.
midway through season 2 because I was as existential as Jonas is right now. I 100% was hard on the fact that if Ashley dies, I'm not coming back because I can't
Oh, I'll come
physically
back.
be able to come back
Yeah.
with another character and be able to grow into that character.
I
as much
can't
as I've
Our
abandon
done.
party is so our party is so set that right now it is not. I don't believe that our mindset of where our party is, that we could reasonably accept someone into this party who has died and gone away. Because honestly, we've been through so much as a group with these characters that Daniel came in at the very front end of that. And that's why, and Phantasma kind of came in like halfway through that.
From
But after
circumstances,
this-
yeah.
Yeah, from circumstances. But now we are a tight knit group. It's like we are family. If anyone tries to encroach upon this, it's not going to go well. And I honestly see,
Don't worry, when I
Us
die, I'll
having a-
encroach all I want.
I see us having a very hard time pulling in a new character.
That's why I say it might be 3 or so months before that person comes back in if it happens.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you, but I don't think like I'm saying when they come back,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's gonna.
Hey, you
go
don't know
well.
what happens in 3 months of what can happen in 3 months of a session, to be honest. You can
True.
look back on it and be like, oh yeah, that makes more
We don't
sense
even
now.
know what's gonna happen in 6 weeks of a session.
We don't know what's going on next week.
Because I know I've had this talk with with several people here, whereas like if one of the characters die, and then they come back, after 3 months or 4 months or whatever, however long they come back. The thing is, one of the things that's gonna suck is like they don't share that experience that they've had in hell, like because like and
Yeah.
this was a joke that I brought up, is like, what if like that new character's like, oh I went through hell or something, I don't know, and then everyone else is just like,
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
You
Shut
have
up.
no fucking clue.
You have not.
No, that's
here's
funny.
the thing that I think we should be a little grateful for in this specific D&D session, is that if our characters die, we know where they go.
Yeah,
And
true.
we know what we as a
Well,
party.
I mean, if someone
You
dies,
see-
we're all just,
no,
we're
no,
just
you
gonna
see,
get party wiped.
I have a
we all
problem with that.
know. We all
Because
know what as a party we can do to possibly go and get this character back.
Yeah.
No, but
So
you,
let's say
you know,
Mop
you know what's the
actually
problem with that?
dies.
There's a problem with that though, because when we left season 2, the thing is, we knew that they had a plan to literally just get rid of hell, like literally make it non-existent.
I will let you know she was only in Quaylum though, and she hadn't reached actual hell yet, and they were doing a pretty good job of keeping things of
Time
Quaylum
works
locked
differently.
down.
Time
Very
works
true.
differently in
Very
hell.
true. We don't know what she's been able to
So
accomplish
5 years
since
for
then.
us could have been what, 100 years for them.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
But also, you
Yeah,
have
no.
to think about it the other way. We were only there for a year and a half, and we came back, and it was 65
You
years.
also have to think about this way. My character's been in there for 80 years. but
Phantasma's
to-
not going back.
No. No. I'm talking about time-wise.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about this. Cortez was there for 80 years, but with Jeffrey, we've only seen him like literally a few months ago.
It
Yeah.
was roughly like
So that's
2
why
years.
time is so
before
weird
hell
there.
came.
Like
Yeah.
And
literally,
when you got out, you still got out at 65 years like the rest of us. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we can be in there for a minute and come back out, and it could be 185 years, or it could be a day,
that's how random
It
it
could
is.
be
There is no
5
constant.
seconds.
No, there's
Yeah.
no content at all. Intention. I would still do it to save Mop though, or any of the other party
I'd
members.
probably
I'd
do
be
it to
like,
save
"What?
Mop.
Okay, let's go back to hell.
I'd go.
We've
But the
been
thing
through
is, if
hell. We
hell-
can do it
if-
again.
If hell doesn't exist,
We can
what
go and
doors are
call
you
up
opening?
Death and be like, "Hey, Death,
We've
remember
got
when you wanted
Death's
us
little
Hey,
back?
we'll
way-
make a
You wanted
deal.
us back
Can you bring back
earlier?"
my friend Mob?
Wait a second. We have 2 ways to contact the horsemen.
Yeah, we
Yep.
do.
So
Damn.
literally, we would just use that and bring someone back.
Yeah.
Or have to go back and get them. But the horsemen would be able to get us in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we still owe them a lot, and which is what Jeffrey's on about and keeps him going right now, is that we're gonna get called by the horsemen sometime soon, and we're gonna have to call into action and go do what we gotta do.
Dunn
in
says, yes, I'll bring him back, but I'm keeping him.
Oh, no.
He doesn't have to bring him back though.
No, he
That's not-
doesn't.
it's not
He's
his-
not obligated to.
But
could.
it's not even his job yet. Because don't they have to die twice?
No, if they die
Oh.
twice, he can't even bring him
You're-
back.
Yeah, they're out forever
Oh.
if they die twice. If they die in hell, that's it. They die.
If you die in hell, you're permadead. Unless you're a
Ugh.
specific type of demon like the horseman, they can't die in hell.
Honestly,
Into the
AKA,
abyss.
don't die, people.
honestly though,
Easier
if
said
Mop,
than
Run.
done.
Run
Ian,
first.
please do not die.
if Mop were to die, I would really like it would suck a lot, but like I wouldn't really have like much of a problem with it because I love playing new characters. So if I were to have to make a new character, even if it would be like 3 months in, 3 months later, I would still play it to the best I could. I know you guys.
I
probably
feel the
would
same
take-
way. I feel the
I mean,
exact same way.
I would definitely not like act like it would be like, oh, this is not the Mop, so I don't really have to like, it's not the same or whatever.
Speaking
I
of
would
Dunn,
bring
since he's
Phantasmatic just to kill him.
since he's in the chat a lot, I know Dunn is kind of the opposite with his character. Dunn has played his favorite character, Algar, in a very early session, and then he's been playing it again in the Saturday session we're both in. And Dunn, I don't know if this is still true, but he said if Talgar dies, I probably won't come back because he doesn't
I'm
know
very
what
much
he
like Dunn.
because he doesn't
I'm-
know what
I'm
he'd
the
do with
same.
himself.
I'm very much like
I'm
Dunn.
very
I
much
wish
the same
to
way.
Come back.
And it's fair.
I
Sometimes you
love-
have a love of character. It's hard to get rid of him.
Yeah, I love the Silver Mop. Like this character is like I didn't expect it to go this far. Like how like much depth it would go into. This was a meat, but it also like showed me how much I like making characters. I've made a bunch. Like you guys seen my drawings a bit.
Mhm.
So like, and it just like honestly, that kind of just makes me want to try those characters out. But I'm not gonna just like be like, oh, I want to try this character out. Bye, Mop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the
I-
worst
I-
syndrome people can fall into when they're
Yeah,
starting to find their
have
life
the
of creating
same
characters.
exact thing as Steinarr. Like, if there's one thing I love creating characters, and you know this, Purple. Like, literally, if you tell me to create a character, I'm already done with their whole entire backstory within 2 days.
True,
Because
yeah.
I love making characters. Like, I love creating this new persona, this new thing. Which is why, like, every single D&D, I want to try something new. I want to try something different.
Which I love a lot, and you're always very good at like thinking about what that means for what you're gonna try to convey. Another question from Dunn. Thank you, Dunn, as well. But who feels like their character needs to develop more than they already have?
I'm undergoing development.
Alright.
as we speak.
That's
love it.
very true, Jonas.
Are we talking like emotionally, physically, like power wise?
I think just as a character in general.
I
I'm
honestly
developing
say
this.
I feel like
Yeah.
Athena does, because I kind of knew exactly where I was season 1. Season 2, it was a little bit more complicated and crazy, and now in season 3, I'm like, well, fuck, the team doesn't need a mother anymore. What the fuck is? What am I doing with Athena?
We've left
So-
the nest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
so I
Cortez
gotta figure out
Cortez
how to
is a
grow
very
her.
solo person, so he's like he's not really. I don't feel like he needs any development because he already established who he is and what
Yeah.
he does.
Fair.
Yeah.
Ashley is on a never-ending marathon, and she will soon learn that she needs.
Yeah.
You gotta
She'll
stop for water
soon learn.
breaks.
Yeah.
I can't even. I
Yeah.
can't even because it's so much that she needs to learn. But yeah, 100%. I feel like us kids are still young and still kids.
It's almost as if some beautiful boyfriend of hers has told her that she needs to take a break.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And she might
Don't
actually
worry.
get that push now that this said boyfriend is dying in the abyss with his
Don't worry,
demon he
and-
keeps playing with.
And don't worry, he'll be the first to say I told.
So yeah, on the light of my comment on done playing Talgar, he said, "Yeah, I would come back, but it would be a struggle, you know. One of those things where I don't know if I could be into the character as much as I am with Talgar. It's even harder
Mhm.
now with the new Talgar. The story's progressing, and he's got stuff going on, and the interactions with Ryrance, Roy, and Essential have been amazing. Also, if Talgar can get to level 7, he's immortal. If I get downed, I can use a hit dice to get back up, and I can keep doing that until I run out of dice,
Nice.
which is gross."
I love that.
How does he run out of dice?
Well, hit dice. You only have equal to your level of whatever level it is. He was originally a blood hunter, and now he's multi-classing into paladin. So I believe if he
Oh,
can get to
boy.
level 7 paladin, he's gonna have 7 hit dice he could use to bring him back up, which I believe is a D10.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is gross.
yeah, it is.
Considering he already has like a 20 AC, 22 AC in werewolf form.
Jesus Christ.
Paladin
I love
of the Eternal
Talgar.
Flame. Talgar is a good character.
Okay, so Paladin of the Eternal Flame and a Blood Hunter of
One hunter
the-
lycanthrope.
Yeah, that one. I remember thinking about doing that one.
Sorry, I'm dying on air.
Dying.
I'm calling coughs.
I'm dying on
sessions
air.
get Back on.
Alright, question for Steinarr from Dunn. You ready for the Buff Bros D&D?
Oh
That we talked about such a long time
do I
ago.
get to be on the Buff Boys D&D?
It was originally gonna be Silver Bop, Jeffrey, Talgar, New Ryrance, and one other person. I believe Pantera is really dumb druid, but we're not sure if that's the only thing. And it was gonna be run by Pseudo, which would be fun. The biggest dumb idiots. Gonna be called the Big Dumb D&D.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, wait, can Drake be a part of that?
Possibly. He fits there, to be honest.
He does.
Drake is gonna be so tiny comparatively to everybody except for Jeffrey, which is hilarious. Considering it's not like
Oh, is Kier bringing Jeffrey into that?
yeah, it would be Jeffrey and Mop from that universe, Ryrance and Talgar from that universe, and
I
then
really want to do it.
yeah,
Sounds
just
so fun.
we've all been busy doing
Yeah.
stuff and moving.
He's like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because Drake, I think I have a lot of points in strength for him because that's what I was focusing on.
Yep.
Oh, I think we were talking about Steinarr and Astaroth, and it's like, damn, but he's also Mop and
Yes, that's what it was. It was looking at it. It was like Steinarr plays two kind of dumb characters. Steinarr would be great
I
for
love
I'm
it.
really good at making dumb characters, okay?
Yes, you are.
Great.
Because you make them enjoyable to play with, and it's not like, all right, you're just dumb to be dumb.
Yeah.
I think Steinarr and Jeffrey will have the higher intelligence of the group.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah,
lord.
and that says a lot.
yeah. That's gonna
Ry-
be a
No, I think Ryrance technically does, but Talgar is not. None of them act smart. Is all the time is the thing.
Talgar, but you guys are wise, so I think it's gonna be really great.
Ryrance
because
is
you guys
fairly
say
wise, yeah.
Really wise things, and then completely negate whatever the intelligence thing was supposed to be. Because like shit, they understand it on a weird level, but they don't actually understand it.
Yeah, and just it'd be funny though to have those four, and then like a super intelligent character that's just freaking out the whole time. It's like, what are you doing?
And everyone, it's gonna be funny because the majority of the
Athena.
group is gonna be like, "Oh, we're doing this thing, duh."
It's like
And
when you get,
wait, no.
it's like when you get outruled for the majority, even though that's the smart thing to do. The dumb thing is the smart thing to those people.
Yeah.
I'm going to break down the door. What do you mean you're gonna break down the door? It's closed. Just unlock it. No, don't. I got this. I have lockpicks.
Doorknob.
I have magic. Don't. Boom.
I can set it on fire.
Oh
Turn the doorknob.
yes, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Set it on fire.
I could turn it with my foot.
Oh my god.
We just have Kome join the session.
I know.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
Ooh, what if I
Oh.
use my claws to dig a hole underneath and then we go to the
Oh.
other side?
All I
Yes,
see
yes,
is
that's a
that
good
the
idea.
smart people of their group are in a box, sitting on the strong character's back, and they can't do anything. They
That
just have
just,
to sit
that just
there.
reminds me of the original shopping session Dunn and I had, where we tortured
Oh
our
my
intelligent
God,
party
that
for
was
45 minutes,
horrible.
buying stupid shit and being dumb. That was
You got
great.
almost
Still one of my most
$1,000
memorable D&D moments.
1,000 gold worth of 7,000 gold
Yep. Real dumb. Real fun.
over stupid
Oh.
objects. They gave it to Baxi a comb. For fucking what? For what? Oh god, I miss it. R.I.P.
Ah, my life.
So, for El Phantasma and Athena, well, it would be for Jeffrey as well, but being the older members of the party, how do they feel, with the...
Think of the devil.
the-
Jeffrey, think of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Last question then. For Jeffrey, El Phantasma, and Athena, how do they feel being the older members of the party, seeing the rest of the slightly younger group mature?
Okay.
I talked to Caro about this earlier.
For me, it would be like so during season 2, like Cortez saw, especially a lot of the younger as brats. They were just straight up brats. Like he didn't want to deal with them. 2 of them had demons, which he was already pissed off about because he extremely dislikes demons and he would do anything to eradicate them.
Oh.
It's like he was put in this weird situation where like he kind of had to trust them because he was betrayed by Thomas, but at the same time they're demons. Like they shouldn't exist. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here helping people. That's not what they do. That, like, at least that's what goes in his head. But now after the 5 years and everything, and after a lot of RPs or whatever, like he has grown to respect who they are. But he still made a promise with them, like if they ever go out of control, he will take them out. And that's
Very
just how he
true.
feels.
Athena thinks Daniel's got it under control. Ian has no clue what the heck he's doing. And that
Ian knows
Ashley
what
has
he's doing.
You
Shut
do
up.
not know what
Ian knows what he's doing.
and that Ashley has matured so much from this little child that she had to semi-help save to attacking people with the trigger demon, like fighting it for so long, and then picking another power and like learning that one, and then the 5 years. So I feel like during the 5-year point, Athena would have backed off from Ashley, like would have been like, "You've got this. You're good now. Like you can handle yourself." So I feel like for Athena, that's definitely her mindset on it, is that Daniel's okay. Ashley is now okay. Sometimes still needs like a little thing here or there, but for the most part, she got it. And then Ian's just like kind of a hopeless mess
No.
that she hopes Ashley can help.
Ian's not hopeless most of the time.
Ashley still loves Ian the way he is.
So, since Kier has arrived, Kier is here.
Cheers here.
Do we want to try to do a little bit of a session tonight, or do we want to ask a couple more questions and call it?
But I really like this talking.
How are
I
you
like
feeling,
talking.
Kier?
Yeah. I like us.
Oh, I think he's
Oh,
having
Kier,
the
we can't
glitch.
hear you.
You might have to close out.
I know the green thing is lighting up, but we actually
No, I
cannot
haven't
hear you.
spoken.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
oh,
It was
okay,
just-
cool.
Okay. Would you like to do a session, Kier, or do you want to ask some more questions and hold off for now?
We can do this session.
Alrighty, everybody. Let's change the music up.
I love you, kid.
Oh God,
I'm not ready.
I'm not
Get
ready
into-
either.
get into the
I was
room.
so relaxed.
It was all a trick.
I have to pull my notebook back out. This
Now
is not
you're
okay.
now you're awake. Okay, it's good.
I am awake.
I love you, Kier.
I was actually like getting ready to be like, well, if we're ending soon, I'm gonna have to figure out how to go back to sleep, and yeah, it's not gonna work.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Sun says if anybody is around after the session, I think he wants some people to come sail the seven seas with him. I think he's talking about Sea of Thieves. Don't know for sure.
Ooh.
But either way,
That game so big.
let's get into the recap. The Super D&D Season 3, Episode 6. Let me change one thing. I'm going to change the title back over. Alrighty. Last time, the Motley Misfits finalized their plans to break Clarity out, as well as an additional plan to break out some of the rebels who were still being held captive in the city. During their planning, Ian got a call from Lydia Summers, his contact at Moreau's Industries. She asked him if he'd be willing to meet with a number of the other heroes and the CEO of Moreau's Industries, so they could discuss the state of their sponsorships in the light of the accusations against Moreau's Industries. Ian was very skeptical and unsure, but after some time to confer with the rest of the party, they decided to re-establish their previous plan and have El Phantasma hide in Ian's pocket as a small object, while Ian went to the private dinner. While Ian made his way to the dinner with Moreau's, Mop, Daniel, and Arya tried to contact the rebels again. With a failed attempt at their last location under the bridge, they returned to Mop's apartment. Find nothing. At least at first. Another envelope was delivered with more instructions on how to contact them. They went to the desired spot and set up their plan, which didn't quite work. They assumed that Solemn could teleport, but that was untrue. Instead, the one named X could recall a selected target and anyone that the target was touching. They then altered the plan to have Zindiz, a cyborg that could transform how he looked as well as his voice. They put the recall on him and had him transform into Daniel. And the fake Daniel met up with Athena via their new comm device. Athena and fake Daniel made it into the holding cells, but ran into a problem. Mooncalling's staff was being held in a secure vault. Athena inquired at taking it out to run some tests on it. The guard told her that no one was allowed to take it out without Thalia's permission, in person. Athena proceeded to call Thalia, who had an idea of what they were doing. Agreed. Unsure of what to do at first, Athena went to a back room. With a well-rolled inspired action, she was able to slow down time enough for her to slip into the cell with Mooncalling and fake Daniel, with the guards being none the wiser. They then recalled back to the hideout of the rebels. During this time, Ashley and Jeffrey were waiting on standby, ready to move in on Clarity's underground. Ian, upon arriving at the Morose Industries R-Town location, he was led up to the top of the building to a large, elaborate dining room with 6 businessmen and women conversing. Ian made a brief detour to the bathroom to secretly drop the object from form of El Phantasma off and sat down at the table. While El Phantasma was searching the area, Ian sat and waited for the Morose Industries and the other heroes, but they never came. Instead, the room suddenly quieted, and all at once the business people stood up and prepared to attack. The business people turned out to all be AIs and were able to pack a punch. Ian did his best to defend himself, but in a last-ditch effort, he was forced to call his inner demon. Just then, moments later, he exploded in a black ball of flames. This caused the building to collapse and forced many others, as well as El Phantasma, to jump across to the other building, or at least evacuate it because he just barely managed to make it and landed and fled to the location they chose. While this was transpiring, Ashley and Jeffrey began their assault, taking out the initial guards, knocking out the lights and the cameras. Some sort of alarm seemed. This is where we pick up. No alarm bells ring, nor any lights flash. That the doors have sealed themselves. The guards lied. That's where we pick up with you two.
Very cool.
What?
Doing next?
Well, I need a little bit more description because I can't see.
Okay.
Oh, I can. Can you look in the chat here?
It's the same room as last time.
Yeah, I'll reclip it and post it in the chat so you can see. And I'll keep doing that throughout the day.
Thank you.
It's a problem.
Okay, so we killed the guys.
Yeah.
The guys,
the
the
two
light,
directly in front of us are at a door.
the lights are out, and these different doorways sealed, as well as this is the tramway. I know it's a little hard to describe, but at the top of it,
Oh!
that's the tramway.
Is that
But
what that's been this entire time?
those have closed the entrances
Cool.
with these large
Because we
metal
set off
blast
the
doors.
Alarm.
Metal.
Well, the blast doors shouldn't be a problem.
Cool.
Okay. So by the
Ashley
closed.
Ashley's sure that she destroyed all of the cameras in this room, right?
In this room, yes. Knows
Okay.
for a fact.
She'll get out of blood form, standing near the door where she assumes Jeffrey is in.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna melt out of the door that I'm
Cool.
currently attached to.
Steps out of the door.
I need to know why the tramway is closed. How is it closed?
So the archways where they kind of turn into more tunnels, those have metal blast doors have slid downwards, blocking those off, blocking the path.
We gotta get in that tunnel. We take the tunnel straight, we can find out where she is. There's too many others around us, by the way. Like a lot. Hundreds.
Well, then I guess I can try doing what I did to the door, but with the tram rail. As soon as I get that door open, I'll try to slip through or something. I'll figure
Okay.
it out. As long as you get there, that's really what matters.
Okay. Then we will walk up to the tramway, kind of start walking down these stairs, and go up to the tunnels here. We need to make sure we know what direction we're going. So, you said Ashley can feel how condensed, depending on the amount of people. So, in the going right is less people, and going left is more heartbeats.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Because then she will walk, or at least hope Jeffrey follows to the left tramway tunnel door here. And her first thing that she will do here is she will blood form.
Okay.
And as thin as possible she can make. She wants to see if she can go under this door.
Nope.
Okay.
She's
that's
not.
what she
She's
just wants to
looking
check.
around, investigating. Doesn't find any possible way. It's sealed very tight, like airtight level of seal.
She'll pop back out of it and say, "It's airtight. I can't go through. So it's all up to you."
Well, that's why I'm here, isn't it?
She'll grin.
He's gonna walk up to the blastway. Now, I need to ask a question. How big of this is this door?
It's about it's like it's
subway
like a
hole.
subway level of opening. So not huge, but still a decent
Size
size.
of a train, but it's the tunnel to the train.
Well, I've actually pulled a train before, so lucky
You
me.
have.
So that being said, I'm going to try not doing it very fast because I know that the alarm went off. I'm going to try to open the blast door with my magnetism.
He only needs to go a little tiny bit too, if
Right.
possible.
So you see Jeffrey walk up to it, start to control lifting the door open. Hard to see
Ashley
as
will-
it's very dark. Ashley, you're able to slip under.
Blood form through, yeah.
Ashley, as soon as you go through, you notice there's a red glow. No alarms, just this red glow. No flashing lights, just a red glow.
She's
And there's this
stealthing, by the way.
red mist that permeates the room,
Ooh, okay. Question.
and it starts sinking under the door towards Jeffrey. Jeffrey, in the dark, cannot see this. He sees faintly the red glow. That's it.
Okay. Oh, what do I do? I don't know if I want to get out of blood form quite yet, though. So quickly, in her head, because she knows Sadie is keen to things like this, she'll probably ask Sadie, "What is this?" Especially since she's not prone to most chemicals.
You see there's like a pause, and
I
you can
roll
kind
for
of...
Sadie if need be.
You don't have to. You can see
Okay.
there's a pause, and Sadie's kind of thinking, like Ashley can feel it. Poison.
Great.
Deadly, very deadly. Ugh, gross.
Okay. She'll pop back out, and I'm so sorry for literally everyone else, but she's gonna go on that headpiece. Oh wait, no, people who are underground wouldn't hear that anyway. But she'll go on the headpiece, and whisper to Jeffrey, "There's poison leaking out. Be careful."
So she went back under and changed? Or...
Well, she's stealthing, going back through the one that has the room that has the poison in it.
Oh, so she's in the room, and
Yeah.
then reforming.
Yeah. Well, I guess let me ask, what's in that room before I do that?
It's just a long hallway right now, like just a tramway.
Okay.
There's
And there's nothing.
there's like, you see like there's a good ways down. There's like branching pathways that go left, right, forward. There's a couple different doors very
Is there
far
anyone
down.
in front of me?
No, there is no one.
Okay, then she will reform out of the blood form and then say, "There's poison leaking out. Be careful." To Jeffrey.
Speaking of which, Jeffrey, if you could roll me a toughness.
Okay, you got it.
Well, I'm gonna.
We split up.
You know-
I'm on one
You know what I mean,
end and-
but yes, but it's still leaking through from him holding it open.
Yeah, which is why she says she's warning him. But
Oh.
he's
You see
it.
18, which I rolled, which is a 4 naturally, not very good. You don't take
pretty damn
you-
good for an 18.
Barely succeeds. For right now, you see Jeffrey. You hear through the door Jeffrey coughing. Just he's holding the door up.
No, I'm gonna rip off my sleeve and tie it around my face.
No,
Helps.
no, sweater.
Helps a little bit. See, like the door, while he's just kind of using one hand to tie, kind of drops in for a second and then goes back up.
All right, now it's big brain time.
Can you come?
I'm going to reply. Look, I'm gonna try the thing now. Be prepared. I don't know if I'll be able to communicate with you or not. Just
I
keep
can't
going down the
communicate you, and I'm in
tramway.
blood form. So once you're in, just give me a signal. And we can just zip and go where we gotta go. Okay?
Okay. That being said, he is going to try an inspired action,
Alrighty.
and he is going to try to slip under the door as, we'll say as maybe an amorphous blob on the tram rail.
Yeah. And
It's-
with that,
It's going to be difficult.
yeah, Ashley's going to mimic this, and
So you
she's also going to do her own inspired action here, as she's going to blood form, but in her blood form, travel with her blood dashes as stealthily but as quickly as possible because her blood form is not fast. And so she wants to travel fast with her blood form so that when she sees Jeffrey, if he gets to accomplish this, then she will match Jeffrey's speed and start heading where they gotta go in their
Okay.
different forms here.
I'll be rolling Jeffrey's concentration here to start. Well as a straight constitution roll.
Nice.
Ooh.
Use a hero point.
Right. So Jeffrey kind of thinks about it for a second and starts to kind of melt down this kind of weird, almost looks like mercury in a way. And flies under the door long enough, and then it closed down behind the both of you.
Cool.
So
Great.
that, however,
Oh, your mic just roboted.
Guys, I'm
Unfortunate.
doing it.